Today we begin a slightly different focus. We have been looking at the upside down kingdom. Today we're going back to basic discipleship. Become a biblically equipped community on mission everywhere. When we say biblically equipped, we're not talking primarily about Bible knowledge. We're talking about Bible behavior. And one of the key characteristics of a disciple is the characteristic of stewardship. We are to steward the things that God has given us. Today we'll look at a definition for stewardship. Tomorrow we'll look at discipleship as stewardship. So today, a good definition of stewardship really comes in Scripture by observing people. And Joseph in the book of Genesis is one of the key examples of a steward. Well, Joseph was, as a young man, just a little bit difficult, perhaps a little bit vain. He bragged to his brothers about the day that he would be over them, and they sold him into slavery. He went to Egypt. In Egypt, he was sold as a slave to the captain, one of the captains of Pharaoh's army. The captain's name was Potiphar. And in Genesis chapter 39, verse 2, the Lord was with Joseph. So he succeeded in everything he did as he served in the home of his Egyptian master. Potiphar noticed this and realized that the Lord was with Joseph, giving him success in everything he did. This pleased Potiphar, so he soon made Joseph his personal attendant. He put him in charge of his entire household and everything he owned. We read next how from the day that Joseph was in charge, the Lord blessed Potiphar. Of course, you know the rest of the story, how Potiphar's wife tried to seduce Joseph, who refused to be seduced. So she accused him of raping her. Potiphar had him imprisoned. And what happens in prison quickly, in spite of the fact that there's very little that you can be in charge of in prison. Chapter 40, verse 4, they remained in prison for quite some time. And the captain of the guard assigned prisoners to Joseph, who looked over them. Joseph stewarded the other prisoners. You know the story how Joseph interpreted dreams for two of the prisoners. One of those was restored to his position with Pharaoh. Pharaoh had a dream and it troubled him. He didn't know how to interpret it. His cupbearer said, "I remember." And he told Pharaoh of a young man in prison who could interpret dreams. Joseph interpreted Pharaoh's dream. And in Genesis chapter 41, verse 39, since God has revealed the meaning of the dreams to you, clearly no one else is as intelligent or wise as you are. You will be in charge of my court. All my people take orders from you. Only I, sitting on my throne, will have a rank higher than yours. Joseph stewarded the entire nation of Israel. There are two things that come out as we look at Joseph and the way he stewarded and what he stewarded. First of all, the one who stewards is in charge. The one who stewards has control over assets. He's to use those assets wisely. The second thing that we see, as you steward, you care for others. Joseph cared for the house of Potiphar. He cared for the prisoners. Eventually, he cared for the entire nation of Egypt, and then for his own family as they came from Palestine to live with him in Egypt. That's what stewardship entails: control and care. Tomorrow, we'll look at discipleship as stewardship. See you tomorrow.